You can build the most secure network architecture on the planet. You can deploy next-generation firewalls, enforce strict zero-trust access control, and have a dedicated team monitoring security logs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But in the real world of enterprise infrastructure, cybersecurity isn't just about blocking malicious scripts. True security is built on resilience. What happens when the threat knocking on your door isn't a hacker, but a catastrophic hardware failure? A massive regional power grid collapse, or a flash flood that completely submerges your primary data center facility. Section 2. When the worst-case scenario becomes reality, your organization faces a brutal crossroad. You either weather the storm, or your company completely collapses. Welcome back to Akanno Security Labs. Today, we are stepping away from the standard command line walkthroughs to dive deep into the two absolute pillars of organizational survival: disaster recovery and business continuity. If you are preparing for your industry certifications or currently designing an enterprise network blueprint, stick around. You need to understand the exact difference between these two methodologies and how they keep an entire business alive. Section 3. To fully understand how these massive high-level strategies operate in a multi-million-dollar corporation, let's leave the server room behind for a few minutes. Imagine you are the lead organizer for a massive rock concert in a public park. You've spent months perfectly planning every single detail, setting up the main stage rigging, routing complex digital sound systems, booking the main headline performers, and organizing thousands of seats for the audience. The venue is completely sold out, the energy is high, and the opening chords ring out. Section 4. But halfway through the performance, disaster strikes. The sky turns pitch black, a massive summer thunderstorm hits the area, and a lightning strike completely obliterates the local power grid. Total blackout. Complete chaos in the dark. How you react to this exact moment determines whether your event is a historic financial failure or a masterclass in crisis management. This is the exact intersection where disaster recovery and business continuity come into play. They are your separate, dedicated insurance policies designed to keep the show going, no matter what unexpected chaos hits your environment. Section 5. Think of disaster recovery or drive as the immediate, highly tactical tools you packed in the production truck just in case something broke. DR is the physical waterproof canopy you immediately throw over the digital soundboard to keep the ultra-expensive mixing gear from getting ruined by the downpour. It's the backup diesel generator you wheel out, crank up, and plug in to get the main stage lights and the lead singer's microphone back online within minutes. Section 6. Disaster recovery is hyper-focused on the technical infrastructure. It deals directly with the restoration of the specific critical systems that have suffered a failure, ensuring the event can resume with minimal technical downtime. When we translate this directly to an IT or data center environment, Doctor is your technical emergency protocol. If a devastating ransomware strain encrypts your primary storage arrays, or an electrical fire physically destroys a rack of core switches, your corporate drive plan dictates the exact step-by-step technical procedures for backing up data, replicating critical virtual machines, and executing a seamless automated failover to an alternate cloud infrastructure or a secondary hot site location. The sole mission of Doctor is to stop data loss and get your essential technical pieces back up and running as fast as humanly possible. Section 7. Now, business continuity, or BC, is a completely different tier of planning. BC is not a technical quick fix. It is a high-level strategic roadmap. Business continuity isn't just about fixing the broken power line or protecting the soundboard. It's about making sure the core business functions of the concert survive the night, even if the execution looks completely different from the original plan. A solid business continuity plan means that weeks before the concert even started, you looked at the seasonal weather patterns and paid a reservation fee to secure a massive indoor sports arena right down the street as a backup location. It means you arranged for the band to switch to an acoustic performance inside that indoor arena if the grid goes down. The show moves forward, the ticket holders stay happy, and the business avoids a lawsuit. Section 8. For a modern corporation, business continuity means figuring out how the company's human assets and workflows keep moving during a massive crisis. If an emergency completely shuts down access to the primary corporate headquarters, the BC plan details how employees instantly transition to secure remote work environments, how logistics managers redirect shipments to alternative secondary suppliers, and how financial operations shift to temporary office spaces. Disaster recovery fixes the underlying technology. Business continuity keeps the business breathing while the engineers are working in the trenches. Section 9. Building an infrastructure that can survive these incidents requires deep planning by a dedicated business continuity team. This team sits down with IT engineers, database administrators, and executive leadership to analyze risk and calculate two of the absolute most important metrics in all of information security: RTO and RPO. Recovery time objective, known as RTO, answers a crucial business question. What is the maximum acceptable amount of time our systems can be completely offline before our organization faces irreversible financial or reputational ruin? Is your limit 12 hours, 2 hours, or 30 seconds? Section 10, Recovery Point Objective, or RPO, looks at data retention. It answers the question, how much data can our organization afford to lose in a crash? If your database backups only run once every 24 hours, and your systems experience a catastrophic failure right before midnight, you have officially lost a full day's worth of customer transactions and database edits. Is that data loss acceptable to your business model? Or does your infrastructure require real-time, continuous, synchronous replication? Section 11. But here is where things tie directly into offensive security. How do you actually prove that your multi-million-dollar disaster recovery and business continuity strategies will work during a real emergency? You definitely do not want to find out your backups are corrupted while your primary data center is actively burning down. This is where penetration testers and ethical hackers step in. A mature pen testing engagement doesn't just look for simple web vulnerabilities. It actively tests the resilience of your recovery architecture. Pen testers will audit whether your offline backup servers are isolated from lateral ransomware movement, identify misconfigurations that could stall a network failover, and simulate high-pressure infrastructure failures to see if your security teams can execute the blueprint smoothly under pressure. Continuous testing and mock tabletop simulations are the only way to turn a paper plan into true operational survival. Section 12. At the end of the day, a thoroughly designed and tested disaster recovery and business continuity strategy is the line in the sand between an organization that goes completely bankrupt during a crisis and one that maintains absolute client trust through the worst disruptions. Know your assets, calculate your risks, and lock down your blueprints long before the storm arrives. If you are currently building out your own technical labs, studying for your cybersecurity network certifications, or aiming to master the deep architectural details of enterprise defense, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and drop a comment below sharing how you handle your own offline backup storage. This is Akanno Security Labs. Stay safe, keep grinding, and I will see you in the next Masterclass walkthrough.